Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Lifetime Christmas movies.
I'm Patrick Serrano, and I am a Lifetime movie expert.
I'm Dan, and I despise Lifetime Christmas movies, and this is the Deck the
Lifetime
Lifetime
Encore
Podcast.
Go. Post turkey. Shake that turkey out. Shake that turkey out.
Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble. Oh,
Hi, everybody.
Post turkey?
Post turkey.
Is this Friday? Is this Black Friday?
This is Saturday.
Saturday, of course it is. So post shopping.
Post shopping.
Small business.
Post turkey.
Small business Saturday.
Small business Saturday. That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
so donate to
Deck the Hallmark. We are a small business. That
Well,
is
you can
exactly
shop. DeckTheHallmark.com/shop. We got Black Friday deals going on
We do.
all weekend long.
That sweater?
yeah,
Yeah.
sweaters out there.
Yeah, it is.
Why not?
Sweater looks popping.
Sweaters popping.
Can't wait for ours to arrive.
I know it.
Yeah.
Patrick, how was your Thanksgiving?
Amazing. I went to a mansion it's wherever the Mean Girls is set, that town. I forget what it's called.
I don't know that town.
But
for all the money in the world,
like
couldn't tell you. But
it's like a Chicago suburb, very wealthy. So went there. They had an indoor pool, a friend, not family.
a friend, not family.
Like he calls her Bunny.
Bunny,
He calls
okay.
her his Bunny.
His bunny.
And
Yeah.
and she's not his grandma, but she's a grandma figure who's very wealthy. And I'm like, you got to get in that will. You got to get in.
gotta get in
Yeah,
Bunny's
you gotta get in
will.
that will. Indoor
Gotta
pool
get in
mansion.
Bunny's
Gotta
will,
gotta
which
get in
sounds
Bunny's will.
bad,
It sounds
but-
dirty. It does.
Yeah, I think I'm in the will now.
Yeah,
You're in the
yeah.
will. That it went that
It
well.
was that good of Thanksgiving, huh?
Good for you.
I
man.
did a full turkey lurkey dance.
Turkey
the whole
lurkey
thing.
dance.
What
What
does
is
that
that?
mean?
It's from Promises, Promises. It's a musical from the 60s, and there's a song called Turkey Lurkey, and there's a dance that goes
The
with
only
it.
reason I know
And,
Promises is because I do listen to Smart List from time to time, and they don't need a plug on this podcast, but because they basically stole our entire bit. But the Sean Hayes was in Promises, and they make fun of him all the time.
All right, you're not going to do the turkey lurkey dance for us?
I would need larger than this screen could hold. It's full.
It's a full
body
production
movie.
value.
And that's how you got in
It
Bunny's
is
will?
a turkey jerky. You got to jerk your neck around to be the turkey. It's
a whole thing.
You got to you got to stretch. You got to do neck rolls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
dangerous.
does Bunny cook Thanksgiving herself, or does she cater that junk in?
Oh no! Oh, she does. I mean,
Indoor
she's
pool in
like,
the mansion. She
That's,
ain't
but
cooking.
I
Come
don't want to
on.
make assumptions. Like,
Yeah.
just because you're rich doesn't mean you don't like to cook.
I'm hearing from producer Aaron that
She does.
it's Evanston, Illinois is what we're looking for.
There you go. There you go.
You know, that's good. People were probably screaming at that. I found out last week, Patrick, that our figure skating talk got people, they were so angry that we didn't know that it was Tara Lipinski. That we had numerous messages Aaron wasn't here, but apparently we talked about Michelle Kwan, and I was throwing out every skater name aside. I just was throwing out all the skater names I knew to prove my skater cred.
You were a skater boy.
I was a skater boy. I said, "See you later."
Yeah.
Boy, and it was Tara Lipinski is what we were looking for. Not
dang.
not Kerrigan, Harding, or Yamaguchi.
But
And then
people
I
do
believe
still want that pod. People are still waiting for
Oksana
them.
Bayul. I threw that one out. I did have 4, and then I threw out.
We were in the wrong generation of
Yes,
skaters.
that's right.
We were in the wrong generation.
You and I were
But,
like that was
you
like
know,
the 92 or the 94 Olympics, and Lipinski was like the
Right.
98 Olympics. Speaking to the mics, if you could, Aaron.
Aaron, you have a
has
question?
for Patrick. I'll relay it.
Oh.
So the town that Patrick spent Thanksgiving in, an Olympic winning figure skater, was from that town. Do you know who that is?
What Olympic figure skater is from Evanston that has won a gold medal? Brian Boitano.
No, he's Canadian. It's got to be.
I'm just going to the 4 names I know. That's all I'm doing.
How about Jason Brown? Is it Jason Brown?
Is it Jason Brown? Is it Scott Hamilton?
Jason Brown's closer in age.
Jason
Is it
Brown's
Midori Ito?
It's Evan Lyschuk.
Evan Lyschuk.
Oh, Lyschuk.
Lyschuk.
The one and
Not
done.
Lyschuk.
The one and done.
Lyschuk. Evan
Oh,
Lyschuk.
Levin, come over here,
Everybody
bud.
get over here.
It's your
Evan.
daily lice check.
Yeah.
Come on in, Ev. Well, it sounds like you had a great Thanksgiving.
We
had
did,
a
and we
great
did some more
Thanksgiving
skating.
as
So
well,
that's 2 weeks
of
in a
course.
row,
That's 2
figure
weeks in a row.
skating. Turkey Lurkey Dance, check that off the list.
All
We
right,
did
it's time
that,
to talk
yep.
about plane, trains, and Christmas trees.
boy. Here we
The
go.
second.
Oh, somebody's
Lifetime
mad.
Christmas.
Brian
Oh,
Boitano,
boy.
not Canadian. Brian
Oh.
Orser
Oh.
is.
Oh my gosh.
Don't you know your Battle of the Bryans? I don't. Once again, I know about 10 names from figure skating, and I'm throwing them out on a loop.
I'm starting to lose interest in my
sound
own
smart.
podcast.
That's all
Oh,
I'm
no.
doing. I don't know anything about any
I
of
thought
them.
Brian Boitano because South Park had the "What Would Brian Boitano Do" song.
Oh, I mean, that's
So,
fun.
I mean, they're Canadian men, so I thought that's
There
why
you
they
go.
were like.
Nope.
Fair enough.
That's where it came
Yeah.
from. So,
All right. Well,
there you have
learn
it.
something new every
Brian
day.
Boitano,
I know.
American.
plane, trains, and automobiles also. Not automobiles. Christmas trees.
But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles has John Candy in it, who's also Canadian. So we did bring
There you
it
go.
full circle. There you go.
That's exactly right.
Planes, Trains, and Christmas
There he
Trees,
is.
the Lifetime movie. Here we go. It stars Catherine Davis, Oliver Rednude, and Richard Wogog.
Now the
Wogog.
Oliver
Wow.
Rednude and Richard Woognog. Is that what you just said?
Wowga.
wow, God.
Ah, his last name is just googly eyes in an animated picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now the lead here, Catherine Davis. We saw her in the Valentine. Welcome to Valentine. Movie. She's the lead in that one. I
Yeah.
knew she looked familiar. Had to IMDb, and assuming that the IMDb is correct. That's,
Of course, always.
that's who that is. But lots to get
Right.
to in this one, Patrick. So take it
Totally.
away, buddy.
Totally. So, we have Kayla. She is shopping at, I thought, a mall, but then it turned out to be an airport. She's in one of those airport Christmas shops, as they have them. And
I'm sorry. In the chat, they tell us that the creators of South Park are also not Canadian.
Man, this is
I'm sorry,
Oh,
Patrick.
my goodness.
Canada's
You are just trying.
Canada's taking on the chin in this episode.
He just keeps
Ooh.
going, well, they're Canadian. You know, they're Canadian. That's great.
well, there you go. I just assume everyone's Canadian.
That's fair. That's
basically.
fair.
Especially in this movie. Oh boy, there are some Canadian accents going on.
No one in this movie is Canadian. I'm kidding. I was kidding. They're all Canadian. Everyone
Right,
is.
right. So a fellow
Can
traveler
I ask you
is
this
watching
just
Kayla-
real quick? And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She
We're
is
never gonna finish.
She is shopping and she's buying a snow globe. They don't sell snow globes in airports, right?
I've seen
That is a weapon. That is a weapon.
Yeah, you break
are
that
not allowed to
sucker,
bring
you
a snow
stab,
globe.
you call it a day.
you break that
They-
sucker, you stab, you call it a day.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
You
Bam. Whoa.
can't
Call it a
have
day.
a snow globe.
Boom.
Have you guys not
Call it a
seen?
day.
Have you
Huh.
not seen that movie with Diane Lane,
Which
where
The Canadian?
Diane Lane and Richard Gere, Unfaithful?
Yeah, I've seen some of it. I don't.
The weapon of choice is a snow globe.
I feel like you could get one at the duty free.
You think so?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Them confiscated before.
But
You've
like,
had them, but going, you can't
you
take
can't
it
take
through.
one in, of course, but you could buy one in there.
They can't sell them. They can't sell. I mean, I don't know. That was my big take. My big takeaway from this movie is this is not safe. We're not safe.
We're not. Yeah, okay, great. That's the big
Right.
takeaway.
Well,
Great.
I think that's the challenge to the listeners this year. Look for snow globes.
Look,
in the
if
airport.
somebody sees them, tag us on social media at Hallmark
Take a
Podcast and at
picture.
Lifetime on Court. Let us know.
Hashtag snow globe challenge.
So is Google telling me that snow globes are less about the glass and more about the water? About the liquid?
It's
Why are we
Apparently.
so
Yeah,
worried
I
about liquid? Like,
There's got to be an answer.
why
I
are we
don't
so
know the
worried
answer.
about you can only take it if it's just a little bit? Like, it's glass. It's a glass ball. To be clear.
It's also a blunt object that killed the hot guy in
And Unfaithful. Watched Unfaithful. Anyway, she buys a snow globe.
She does. And there is this creepy guy. His name is Brett, and he looks at Kaylee like lurking. He's like lurking around. He like follows her around the airport. The vibe was off. I was like, this guy, if this is a Lifetime movie, this guy is a stalker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And yeah, it was
Yeah.
giving, it wasn't giving romance.
it was a weird meet cute, and I didn't like it. No.
No. And they get called to the oh my God, what is it called?
Intercom.
The TSA.
Yeah.
No, the the flight attendant booth, the booth, and they're like, your flight's canceled. However, we see that Kaylee and Brett are both travelers, and you guys should travel together and get a car and drive together.
Yeah.
Road
And
trip.
they're like, good luck. We can't rebook your flight. Good luck. And Kaylee's like, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't know this man. But the flight attendant said it. So they do it. They rent a car.
It is slightly more complicated than this. He is really pushing it. He's like, we should do this. She does try to rent a car. There are no more available, so she has no choice. Available.
There's no more available.
She doesn't have a choice in this matter. But he is really pushing it. He's all in.
It was creepy.
He's all in
creepy.
on this
he was
idea,
like,
yes.
What are you going to sleep in the airport? Wouldn't you rather sleep while I'm driving you somewhere?
No.
And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. That's weird.
After I chloroform you.
Yes, with this liquid in the snow globe.
It's got to be a little amount of liquid, but it's still liquid.
Yeah. She's like, okay, we'll go, but I have a boyfriend. Just so you know, I have a boyfriend, and he's big and strong, and he will beat you up. And they're driving. She talks about her job. She's an event planner and a perfectionist. He's like, I'll take you to the train station since you seem kind of uncomfortable, and maybe you could take a train. So we've got the planes. We've got the trains. Now we need the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Correct. They're on a train.
So we really got those out of the way. The train, unfortunately, didn't
there
run.
There are no trains in this
that day, or they missed.
It's called
they
Planes,
missed
Trains,
it.
and Christmas
it.
trees. There's no automobile.
There are a couple of train close calls, but there are no trains in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't like. He has to stop for a bathroom break, and that causes her to miss the train.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's plane, trains, in parentheses, close enough, and Christmas trees.
Yeah. And the car is really.
Right,
They don't talk
right.
about
We don't
that in
even
the
talk
title.
about the
No,
car.
they
The
don't.
car is implied.
Then a winter storm hits, and they get diverted. And Brett just happens to have his hometown like right nearby, and he's like, "Let's go there. I haven't been there in a long time. My uncle owns a Airbnb or a bed and breakfast or something."
Yes. Now, both of them, they're trying to get to New York City. He's trying to get to New York City to spend Christmas with his kid. She's trying to get to New York City because she has a big event that she's planning.
Big event. Yeah.
But they do get stranded in his hometown, which
That's a tough break there.
happens to be where they're passing
Right.
through. So it's good for them. But
And the kid, I will say, doesn't come until Act 3.
That's true. We don't.
The kid does not. We don't learn about the kid. He's all we know is he used to be a pro quarterback.
Yeah, he used to be a pro quarterback. Now he's a sports agent.
How old are these people?
I don't know, man. But
What is happening?
the weird thing also about this, going back to this
Used to
guy,
be a
is it's like, hey, this storm's really coming. And you need it's basically like, take my word for it. The storm's coming. We should stay in my uncle's barn. It was real creepy.
It doesn't stop getting creepy with this guy. Like, this guy is going to kill her at some point. It's gonna happen.
Plane, trains, coffin.
Stab. Call it a day.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
Break,
yes.
stab, call it a day. Break, stab,
Yes.
call it a day.
Kaylee gets to her room, and she gets a call from her boyfriend Nick. She ignores the call. She keeps ignoring the call from him every time he calls throughout the whole movie. I don't know. She might answer it one time, but
She answers
he
it.
calls
Yeah,
a lot.
she answers it a couple times, but it is clear that she's going through some stuff.
Going through some stuff.
Yeah.
Planes
And
trains.
she's very worried about a work meeting that she has scheduled. She's planning an event in New York, one of those New York Christmas events, and it's like she's never heard of a Zoom call. Like, she's never heard of a Zoom call. Like, it's
What kind?
It's really.
You say one of those New York Christmas events. What do you mean? Is
Like
it
the
a party?
kind that happened. Yeah, like it's a Christmas Eve party.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And like this could be the
you
one
know.
that really puts her on the map, I think is what she says.
Oh yeah.
Puts her on the event planning map.
She has somebody coming she books the artist that had the #1 new Christmas song last year. She's playing at her party, and it might put her on the map.
Wow.
So think about who that might be in real life.
Could be anybody.
Could be anybody. I don't know. I don't know who's the new artist that had the hot new song last year, but think about who that could be, and that's who it is.
Love it.
But she does say who the artist is, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
she says the name, but I think it's a made up name, right? Could be a Canadian.
You didn't catch the name?
No.
Who is it?
It was like Reba McLaughlin. And I'm like, Reba? We're just going to drop a Reba in there?
McLaughlin? If your name
Something
is
like
Reba
that.
McLaughlin, you're changing your name for your stage name. You're not going to be
Right,
that close
right.
to Reba McEntire.
Reba McLaughlin.
Yeah.
It was Reba something. And I was like, how are we just going to drop in a Reba and
My
not have it
name's
be Reba?
Dolly Patton. I'm going to, Dolly Patton, I'm going to go sing some songs.
Yeah.
Know what?
Right? Oh, boy. Okay. So there's also a cousin. Brett has a cousin. Her name's Jenna. She doesn't matter. The daughter matters. The
Daughter
daughter
matters a lot.
Her
She's
name's-
cute as can be.
Her name is Danny, and she is the star of the
Wow.
movie, I will say.
Danny's great.
Wow.
Danny's kid of the year.
Kid of
We
the
got
year.
a kid of the year.
You know,
Kid of the year, guys.
this
I'll
is
call it
it.
now.
This is the one.
Danny's kid of the year.
This is
Can't
She's
give
the
out
one.
that award.
Kid of the
you
year.
Kid of the year.
Kid of the year.
Kid
Who's
of
the
the
kid?
year.
What's the kid doing? It's the kid of the year. Sit down, John.
Yeah.
It's never
not
gonna
you,
be
John.
your John.
Never going to be your year.
John.
Sorry.
You keep campaigning, John. It's never gonna be your year, bud.
Yeah. Danny is going all out Natalie Wood
Yeah.
in Miracle on 34th
Wow.
Street. She wants a dollhouse for Christmas.
A candy dollhouse.
Oh, boy.
And they do ask the question, what is a candy dollhouse? It is what it sounds
Is it
like.
made
It is
of
a
candy?
it is a dollhouse.
It's like a Brett Debbie situation,
decorated
but just a
with
smaller
candy.
version.
Yeah, do the math. It is a dollhouse that you decorate with candy. Apparently, that is a thing.
So the structure isn't candy. It's not like it's not like the drywall. is
I'm
cotton
foggy
candy.
on the details.
Okay.
Well, and I'll explain
don't
why
know.
later, but I'm foggy as if there might be a candy dollhouse available for sale. I don't know, but we do get a little bit more information later on.
Okay.
Not
I mean,
much.
she's the kid of the year.
She's the
she
kid of the year.
deserves a candy doll.
John, sit
Come
down.
on, John.
Let's take a quick break. We'll get John out of here, and we'll talk about this movie some more here. Don't let me record. He's feisty.
That was rough.
He's feisty.
Yeah.
You never like to do that. You never like to kick kids.
Kids are strong.
like-
Kids
I
are
never
They
thought
do,
I'd
they-
see Brand throw a child.
I didn't throw
but
him.
That's,
I didn't throw
that's
him.
exactly what happened.
He let go.
Threw a child.
Wow.
Anyway, that's Danny. Danny is kid of the year. Danny is wonderful. There's also what is the uncle's name? Uncle Eli.
Eli.
All right. So
Eli.
Uncle Eli, by the way,
He let go.
by the way, Eli, a great uncle as well. He's up for Uncle of the Year, and he basically runs the town.
Okay,
and
like
when
the
it
mayor?
comes, no,
Mayor Eli?
he just does
No.
all the Christmas stuff. Like no one does it like him. He's very much like, I know all the things about these events, and it is what it is. That's why it is especially tough when Uncle Eli, best we can hear through the wall, falls down. We don't get to see the fall.
Off camera.
We hear
off
the
camera.
fall, but we don't see the fall. But he he sprains his wrist.
Oh, no.
So he's going to be out of commish for a while.
Why? You just put a brace on. And you just keep
Yeah,
going.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know. There is a lot of stuff that Unc has him doing through this movie that I'm like, you don't need a wrist to do this
Is he
stuff.
swinging a baseball bat? Like, what is he?
You don't
Right.
need a lot of stuff of wrist to do this, but whatever.
Yeah. The Christmas pinball, not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, he'd be out of Christmas pinball. He would.
But luckily, Kaylee is the event
Yeah.
planner from New York City.
Phew.
And
Close
so
call.
she says,
knows.
while I'm here, the least I can do is help with this event. So it's obviously
yeah.
can't be in his hand because his wrist is hurt. So it is in good hands. You let go.
Well, and she has a clipboard that she
Yeah.
brought from New
course,
York. So
yes.
she's ready
she
to
got a
go. She's
clipboard.
ready to
That's all
go.
you need to say.
They do some like Christmassy things, like the Christmas festival. They dress up as elves and do like Santa's workshop. That's how we learn about the house, Candy House, and they also take donations from the local businesses and go around. And Kaylee teaches Brett how to be a functioning human. He can't talk to
Can't
people or
smile.
smile.
Doesn't know how to like ask for donations for charity.
They
grief.
practice, and he gets a little more human. But we learn that they're generating donations not for kids for the
Not
holidays.
for a
or something.
non-prof.
Not for socks. It's for the football team, the town football team,
The high school
Of course.
football team.
Not for socks.
Not for socks. Who this high school football team at Christmas time could be their year.
Could be. It's not.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
you know football's a winter sport.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it could be
Is it
their
an
year.
NFL team?
No, it's the high school football
Yeah,
team.
They have
high
been done
school.
for a month.
It could
minimum.
be. It could be their
It
year.
could be their year.
And so, but not all the parents have what they need in order to maybe give them that extra oomph. And so
Yeah.
we're going to donate to the high school. And
Even I know football doesn't happen around this time, and I don't know anything.
Oh my gosh.
At
At least they weren't raising the money for socks.
Brett?
Yeah, give it to the socks.
This when
They were raising it for kids or socks. They were raising it for
yeah, donate to socks.
Hey, I got my priorities. I got my priorities.
Socks the cat from
What-
Lightyear.
when,
what are you talking about?
When Brett finds out that they're going to be raising money for the football team, he almost cries. He's like, I love this team.
Oh yeah.
Knowing that they maybe have a shot this year it means so much to me.
Oh, they can win a few games in
Yeah.
December. Come
They may.
January, maybe they'll
Make it.
Sheesh.
Just playing through blizzards, etc.
There you go. There you go. So, they're very excited. The flight people call. They're like, we still can't get you out, but it's okay.
Because
So,
they're both still trying to
Brett-
get to New York.
Of course, yes, of course.
But
Yeah,
the
they're still
snow,
trying.
the blizzard,
Yeah, it's just
there's nothing we could do.
there's nothing. Yeah, up against it.
We see Brett talking to his son on FaceTime, and this is how we learn he has a son. All of a sudden, he's just FaceTiming with a child, and he's like, "Go to bed," and then he hangs up. And then Kaylee walks in. She's like, "Who is that?" And he's like, "Oh, that was my son." And she's like, "You have a son?" Like, what the hell? And she takes a call from Nick's, and he's like talking to her, and they're getting in a fight, and Brett like outside the door, like very creepy, like Lifetime movie creepiness. Like he should not be listening to that call. It's a private call.
It's really intense. You can tell.
Ugh.
They're going through it.
Oof.
They're going through it, and it's tough. She just wants some space. He won't give her the space. Constantly calling left and right. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. And then they're stuck again. They do like an auction next.
Can I tell you?
Doesn't-
Can I tell you about this
Yeah.
auction? I just want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, Brand.
This town has a Christmas tree auction every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where people around the town decorate trees from the confines of their own
Confines.
of their own house,
From the confounds.
and then transport the trees to the community center
After they decorate them?
after they decorate them.
I don't know.
Dangerous.
It seems like
Dangerous.
A lot could go wrong.
But
we had to move a balsam hill tree from here to Courtyard Marriott, and it was like a 10-step operation.
It was- forget
was
about
a
it.
mess.
Oh yeah.
it was a mess. They decorate the tree, and it's all nice and stuff. But all I'm thinking about is, how are you transporting this? We're not privy to that information, but it
Yeah.
happens.
Well, they're raising money for the
For
football,
the football team.
Football
Maybe,
team.
maybe
That's
the
right.
football,
It's
maybe the
great.
football
Could be their
stars come and help move or
Yeah.
something like that.
This is like their pre-workout
Yeah.
where they just carry all the trees. So,
But Dan,
that
no
they're
one
getting
no is
gain.
coming to this auction. So they're
Oh,
like, what do we do? What do we do?
Even for the football team?
Well, here's the thing. I guess no one knew about it. I'm not really sure, but
No one knew Brett was there.
no one
the
knew
pro
Brett.
football player.
And this
Football
is
player.
when we find out that this guy matters. Like up until this point, I didn't know he mattered in the grand scheme
No.
of like
like
celebrity.
football players, it'd be like Colton from The Bachelor.
Right.
You know?
I didn't know where he was
no
at.
one knows
Yeah,
Colton
I still
is
don't know who Colton
football
is. So
player.
there's
I
that.
didn't know where
Well,
he
was.
He's Taylor Swift's boyfriend status, because when this guy, they throw it
not
on
know his
social.
name?
Travis Kelce.
There it is.
When they throw it on, but for the people at home, everyone knows
Yeah,
it was
of
Taylor
course.
Swift's boyfriend. The guy from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Their hair's going nuts. When they post on social media that old Greggy is going to be there, is that his name, Greg?
It's
Nick.
it's
Brett.
Nick.
Brett Debbie.
Brett
Yeah.
De- When they find out Brett's going to be there, line blocks down the
Yes.
road, just huge. And because he's going to sign an autograph for everybody. The football team shows up, and the football team's like, man, here's the reason why we're playing so good this year, blah, blah, blah. So it's big stuff. It's big stuff.
It is, and it was all Kaylee's idea.
Does Eli say they raised 10 times more this year than they did last year?
10 or 3?
3 or 10. Somewhere in between 3 or 10.
Somewhere between
I think it might be 3. I think it's 3 times. I think you're right.
10 times.
I don't
Did
know.
they raise $1 last year?
Kaylee has a conference with her work, and they
Phone
argue
call.
about creme fraiche.
Okay.
So that's what she's doing for her event. The call drops and she's upset. She talks to Jenna, Danny's mom, who we know Danny's more important, but Danny is having a rough co-parenting experience with her husband, and they might be having a divorce.
A big D word.
No.
The big D.
The big D.
Big D.
But they don't drop the D word.
No,
they don't drop.
would
it.
never.
This is old school, man.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't talk about sad.
We don't
things.
talk
We
about
don't
Bruno.
talk about divorce, no.
I think it's a good time for us to take the big B, the big break.
The big break. The big B.
We'll be right back here on Deck to Hallmark. John, get out!
John thought during the big B he was going to sneak in.
He was going to sneak in. That's
Yeah.
not the time to sneak in.
No, it is
John.
not.
Danny would never.
Would never.
Danny would never. Danny knows what's up. Danny knows what's up. Kid
Kid
of the year.
Get it there. So up next, slipping on ice happens,
Yeah.
and it's very, very romantic. The thing that's never happened is slipping on ice being romantic. I've slipped down a full flight of stairs before, and let me tell you,
Okay.
it was not romantic.
Wait a minute, Patrick. You've slipped
On ice.
You've slipped down a full flight of stairs.
Backwards.
So you slipped on the top stair and fell all the way
Like
down.
tummy first? Tummy all the way down?
No, on my back.
On your back,
Slipped
okay.
feet up like this, and you fell backwards
Yep.
and slid all
Yep.
the way down them.
Yeah.
Nobody
yeah.
helped or caught you. They just watched, or nobody was around.
There were my hippie neighbors were there, and they all laughed at me, and I was very embarrassed. And
They
I smashed
laughed
my
at
burrito.
you?
Oh,
Yeah, I smashed my burrito. I was probably 5 martinis in on that night.
Okay.
And they said, "Don't take an ambulance. It will cost $500." And I said, "Should I take one?" And they were like, "Don't do it." I'm like, "All right." And then I went home. I don't know what happened. I woke up, throw up everywhere in my house, everywhere. I was pretty sure I was concussed. Pretty sure.
pretty
Pretty sure. I probably should have gone to the doctor.
You just said ambulance. You might still be concussed.
Don't take the
I might
ambulance.
still be.
Don't take the ambulance. It's $500.
This guy had 5 to 8 martinis. He
10
grabs
times.
a burrito to go. He gets to the top step of his home and does a full Marv from Home Alone and right all the way back down those boys. And his hippie neighbors say, "Don't take an ambulance." And then the next thing you know, he wakes up and there's vomit everywhere. Oh my gosh. How have you not told this story before? Oh.
It's not my shining moment. Laura Marling kicked me out of her concert that night. She said, "Hey, I was doing this." Yes. After every Laura Marling is very chill.
Who's Laura
Who is
Marling?
this?
She's a British singer, and I went to see her at a very small venue, I sat at the bar because we couldn't get close to
Oh,
the stage,
no.
and I ended up the bartender just was hooking us up, and she said, "Yeah, that yes guy is really something, huh?" And I was like, "Uh-oh, she's caught on to my yesness. I need to leave immediately." Got a burrito, and then that.
Did you
happened.
get a burrito at the bar?
You didn't get kicked out. You left.
I left because she called me out, and not so nice. It wasn't a nice.
How often were you
Calling out.
saying yes? Like how many words?
After every song, yes, and she's like singing. She's like if you hear this person's music, it is not a cheering thing. It is very serious. She's very in her feelings.
And
She's not Adele. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. All right. So where'd you get the burrito from?
Burrito house.
Burrito house. And you get back and you don't remember anything aside from you smushed your burrito.
Well, yeah.
Man,
Don't call the ambulance.
this is just the best story. And then next thing you know, you wake up to vomit house. It's unbelievable.
And I survived. And my roommate, she was not there that night, so it was all on me to take care of myself, and I did a terrible job.
Man, what a time to be.
Terrible job.
Please, how long ago was this?
Oh gosh, this was like maybe in my early 30s.
Okay.
So
Like a decade ago.
So like
almost.
last year.
Yeah.
Last year. Yeah. It's been a while.
So they're slipping and sliding on the ice.
Yeah.
Can I just really quickly? They're slipping around,
I
and
gotta reel this back in. That's
and
perfect.
he's like, "Hey, I gotta show you something." So what they do is they just plow right through that ice. They say, "Let's go faster backwards," and no problem. That's not really how ice works, right? Like the faster you go,
No.
you won't slip.
No.
Like if you just go faster.
No, that's usually a recipe for disaster.
Is there anything cooler
Right.
Would
than
maybe need to call an ambulance.
Is there anything cooler than in Mighty Ducks 1 when the limo pulls up to the ice and Emilio's like, drive out on the ice? And the driver's like, I don't know about that. He's like, I grew up on the ice. I know when it's safe to drive on it. Woo!
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, there are things cool. It is pretty cool.
Yes.
Kid of the year.
So after the ice, we learn that this man has 7 brothers and sisters. He just drops that casually, and
Hard for me to
I just thought that was
concentrate on anything happening right now.
There's so many details that got dropped in this movie that just were like, what? So they decorate a barn. That's where the festival's going to be. But then something happens with the barn. It like loses power or something. And so they have to move it to the town square. And Kaylee brings her event experience. And as everything's getting squared away, she gets a call from Nick again. And she's like, we need to end things. Right? She's like, over it. Over it. The town square thing goes really well. Everyone loves it. They get all the generators and get it going. And Brett keeps like staring at Kaylee, and finally he asks her to dance. They dance in the town square.
Thank God.
Kaylee's very uncomfortable. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna go out on a date with this girl named Jill. And they're like, wait, where did that come from? And she's like, well, I broke up with Nick. And I think you dating someone else is for the best because, I don't live here.
Brett's the
so they're all
freaking
sad.
worst, right? Brett's the worst.
They're all sad. Yeah. Yeah.
Brett
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
likable in this movie, right?
Never.
Doesn't sound like it.
But Danny is back.
Danny's
she
the
gets her
best.
dollhouse wish.
Danny, kid of the year.
Kid of the year.
She's back. And better
We
than
love
ever
her.
because she
She's-
wakes everybody up and is like, hey,
Yes.
my Christmas present came early. I honestly, for life of me, I don't know why they did this, but for some reason, they decided that Eli and the gang was going to move everything out of the barn to get everything ready. And they forgot to put the candy house back in the barn. So she just stumbled upon it on her daily stroll. And she's like, Santa came early, left me my candy house on a day early. This is amazing.
How old is Danny?
Danny is cute. And that's all you need to know.
Kid of the year.
Danny's kid of the year. It doesn't matter. She can do no wrong.
Probably like 10. 10.
Okay. All right.
I don't really know why.
It's pretty old for Santa and Candy House. But
No. Don't talk about Danny.
You're
this
never
way.
too old. You're never too old.
Don't talk about Danny that way. Kid of the year.
Yeah, everyone loves Santa.
Everybody loves Santa.
Yeah.
So that happens.
Also at this time, like all the Christmas wishes are coming true because Brett's mother, who all of a sudden exists, and son fly in from New York.
Yeah.
Brett's mom, Little Debbie, is there.
Brett's Little Debbie and Brett's son.
But
Big.
Like, they couldn't get flights out, but New York is flying to wherever the hell we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. No, they can obviously fly into town. They can't fly out of town.
Sure.
Yeah, of course. No,
Fly
I get
in, not out. It's an in, not out situation.
And the airline's still calling and like, we can't book a flight back to New York. And Kaylee's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. They say they can book a flight now.
She does get a call
are open.
in the middle of Christmas charades, no less.
Right. And she's like, I don't know if I should go or stay. And she asks Brett what to do. And he says, do what's right for
Brett's
her.
the freaking worst, man. Like, just grow a pair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she decides to leave. And before she goes, Brett gives her a snow globe. And she's like, thank you for the snow globe. What is this for? Do you have anything else to say? And he says, no, you're good. Bye. He does. He's just like, see you later.
He's the worst.
So she leaves. She goes to the train station. And then Brett finally has a change of heart. He's like, oh, we got to go get her back. And they get to the train station. All the family's there. And Danny, our girl Danny. She says, y'all better kiss now. You need to kiss right now. And they kiss. And whatever Danny wants, Danny gets. And that's the end of the movie.
Can I just really quickly just add a couple of things?
Please
there?
don't.
Just
okay. Did I skip something?
I really hate Brett, and I want it to be as painfully clear. Brett realized he done goofed. Does the bare minimum here.
Brett like personally like attacked you.
I like rooting for characters. There's nothing to root for with this guy.
Okay.
No.
Brett does the bare minimum and goes to the town square to call her. She had already decided not to leave, and she drives up, and she's like, answers the phone, and then just stare at each other for a few minutes. And she's like, I'm staying. And he's like, yay, that's good news. And they kiss. Brett's the worst. Brett didn't even run to the train station. He didn't do jack squat.
Oh man, I made that up. I made it up to be a better story.
It would have been better. They go to the town square because they see a new Christmas tree.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
I wonder how we're all rating this movie.
Brett's the worst. Danny, kid of the year. So I'm torn.
Love her.
I'm torn. What do we do here, Patrick?
It's like, what do you do? What do you do? All right, so I guess we'll start with Dan because he didn't see the movie and he only has what we have to tell him about to go off of. So what are you thinking?
This sounds like a disaster. I'm definitely pouring up Patrick's story of slipping down the stairs. But I gotta put a cork in this movie. Unfortunately, I think that it sounds like it doesn't make any sense, and I've laughed a lot today. But I don't think that would have translated to 84 minutes of me watching it. So put a cork right on in it, and I get the feeling it's going to be a clean sweep.
It's a cork for me. I didn't actively dislike the movie.
What'd you feel about Brett?
Actively hated Brett.
There it is, yeah.
One of the most unlikable main characters I've seen in quite some time. I didn't like him, wasn't rooting for him. I thought she was delightful. She's great. I liked her in the Valentine movie, and I like her here. Brett, though, a washed up quarterback turned sports agent who's like pumped about his high school team maybe being. I didn't like any part of him. I didn't like any part of him. But kid of the year. You're going places, kiddo.
There you go.
That wink was too much.
Okay, so
yeah, me either.
You all might not remember this because you've recorded so many podcasts about Christmas movies, and I'm only focused on Lifetime. So I'm the Lifetime expert, right?
That's right.
This was a 2022 acquisition, and we were warned by the Canadians before because they have already seen it. The reviews titles were absolute cringe and audio torture. We were warned, and we did not heed their advice.
Nope.
Lifetime was like, no, absolute cringe. I don't believe you with your 1-star review. But they were right. This is a total put a cork in it. Absolutely terrible. I would say the worst Christmas movie I've seen in a long.
Wow.
It was like worse than Up TV bad. It just made no sense.
Wow.
It had no redeeming qualities except for Danny. And let's be honest, that's a bit.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. We get it. No.
So, come on. Why did we acquire? The fact that Lifetime spent money on this, really upsets me. Like, they wasted so much money. I would have rather seen a rerun.
Worst Christmas movie he's seen in a long time. Almost Up TV Christmas movie bad. Yeah. That is impressive in its badness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Next week's got to be better, right? What are we doing next week?
Next week is better. We are watching Christmas at the Chalet, Terry Hatcher joint.
Ooh.
I think that'll be good. That we got a big week next week catching up on the Hallmark movies, but we're still fitting in a Lifetime movie next Sunday, going back to the Sunday. So we'll be back on Sunday with that Christmas at the Chalet.
Boy.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Love that. I can't wait. I love Terry Hatcher, and I love Dean Cain even more.
Dean Cain is in the movie too?
No, but I'm just saying he's like my sexual awakening, probably.
Okay, all right, good. I'm glad that you told us. I'm so glad that you felt comfortable sharing. I was like, this is a Lois and Clark reunion. No, you just brought up Dean Cain because of Terry Hatcher.
Yes.
Yeah, Terry. I envision myself as Terry Hatcher, or Angela, or Claire Danes in Jordan Catalano. One of those two.
One of those two.
Yep.
Good to know.
Clear as crystal.
Yeah.
Clear as crystal. Sorry to John. We'll be better next time. See you next Sunday. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Aaron Shea. What? For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.